Today we celebrate the memorial of Saint Lucia, Virgin and Martyr. She's a saint from the early church. She died at the beginning of the 4th century under the persecution of Diocletian. And her life, we don't have a bunch of facts about her, but the church keeps some interesting information about her. So, like many other virgins in the church, her mother had arranged for her to be married with a pagan man. But Lucy had already made a vow of chastity. So the man that she was committed to got very angry when he found out that Lucy wasn't going to marry him. So she went to the Roman authorities and she said, she's a Christian, and it was allowed to be a Christian in those days. So what happened with Lucy? She was brought before the authorities, and they said, you're meant to offer a sacrifice to the idols or to the emperor. And Lucy said, the only true sacrifice that I can offer is taking care of the widows, taking care of the orphans, and of the pilgrims. So the authorities, they attacked again, and they knew that she had done a vow of chastity. So they threatened her and they said, you will be defiled and you will be raped if you choose not to honor the idols. And she gave an answer that St. Thomas of Aquinas was surprised by. She said, even if you defile my body, if my will doesn't consent to this act, I will remain pure and virginal. So what happened is they tried to drag her to a place where she could be raped. And like the life of many other female saints, she suddenly became so heavy that they couldn't lift her up. I think that anecdote also repeats itself in the life of Catherine of Siena and of other saints too. So finally what happened with Saint Lucy is, some sources said that she was decapitated. Other sources say that she was killed after several blows with the sword. She is she's the patron saint of eyes. So people who have difficulties with their sight should commend themselves to her intercession. What is the virtue that shows itself more beautifully in the life of the martyrs? The virtue of strength. Strength is the capacity to practice the good, even at a high cost. Strength is the capacity to choose what's good, even when it comes at a high cost. And the martyrs are those who show the virtue of strength to the point of heroism. But something that's beautiful, every time that we celebrate the memorial of a martyr, is what we pray in the preface. Today, when we pray the preface, please try to be attentive. Because we celebrate not so much the virtue of the martyr, as we celebrate God's power showing itself in the weakness of the human creature. So although it is true that we see the virtue of strength, we celebrate even more importantly God's power showing itself in weak instruments as human beings, but being able to practice amazing virtues because God pours in them their strength. So today, brothers and sisters, in this time of Advent, we could ask ourselves, what difficult thing am I called to practice that perhaps I'm running away from because it's very hard and costly to do? Am I lacking the virtue of strength in any way in my life? So let us call the intercession of Saint Lucy, and let us find in her the capacity to practice the virtue of strength, choosing to do what's good even when it comes at a high cost.